It's flannel season, baby, which means now is the time to get yourself a nice, warm, cozy shirt that your girlfriend is likely to steal from you. For anybody who's looking for some flannel inspiration, I got you covered. Here, we're gonna take a look at my top 8 favorite flannels right now in the collection, ranging from business casual, ones that you can wear to work, all the way up to ones that are super chunky and super of that classic, kind of like 90s fall, heavy fall flannel looks. Let's get right into it. The first flannel we're going to look at is from Everlane. This is a brand new, I think they call it the Everyday Flannel, and I got it in this great thyme color, like the herb thyme, and it comes in at $70, which I get is pretty expensive, but it's such a smooth fabric, and if you know Everlane, they're a really sustainable, transparent company. I love that this one has chest pockets. To me, that adds to the vibe of the flannel. It's got a great fit. Something for me is very important is that the bottom of the shirt doesn't bunch up because it's too tight. So it's got a slim fit with high armholes. You can definitely wear this one to work and layer it going into an office setting. And by the way, if you want to buy any of these flannels, I will link them in the description below. Next up, we have from Jachs, New York. We have their, I think it's called Hyati. That's their high-end shirting, and these are beautiful flannels. They're actually Italian fabric, and these are also great flannels for business casual or more dressy vibes. And I love the fit of these too. It's got side vents on the back, which makes it great for movement. If you're moving around a little bit, you can see just got a chest pocket for a more minimalist, a more sleek design. I love that they're a little bit longer, so these can be tucked in, which I do appreciate. So I saw them recently for like $40, but I think these are definitely a great value for business casual flannel. Next, we have one of my favorite brands of all time, Polo Ralph Lauren. They do Americana as good as anybody, and you would expect them to do flannels great. So this is my all-time favorite flannel. I actually bought it at Saks Fifth a bunch of years ago on Black Friday. They had it for like $40. And this one just, the pattern to me is just essential plaid. People overrate how warm a flannel is. They're really not gonna keep you that warm because they're still cotton. They're not wool usually. We actually do have a wool one in the collection, but it's 100% cotton. And I just, to me, the essential aspects of this one is that it has big brown buttons, which I love. It has chest pockets, and my favorite thing is that it has a button-down collar. For me, that's a really important thing that I love with all my shirts. The next one, I also bought, I think I bought this one at the same outlet center. It was from Bloomingdale's, their outlet center. And this one's also from Polo Ralph Lauren. The only difference is that it has elbow patches, which I love. It's got real suede elbow patches. And the way I rock this one usually, this one's definitely more casual. I rock it with a t-shirt underneath. So I'll put like a navy or a gray t-shirt underneath and rock it with jeans open and just roll up the sleeves for that classic essential Americana look. And the pattern is classic. That green, blue, and yellow is classic Polo Ralph Lauren. Moving on to J.Crew's Wallace & Barnes. That's their like heritage line of clothes. We have these thick flannels. I got these last year. If you remember, I did a video even on this J.Crew sale they had that was crazy. And these came in at like $10. But I think they retail somewhere around 60 to 80, somewhere in that range. Of course, they also always have sales. This one is a little bit longer. It's their standard fits. I purposely went for a standard fit so I could layer it with a t-shirt. It's really thick, it's very soft, and I like it. It's got a really Western vibe to it. Again, notice the chest pockets. I don't love that it's just a point collar. I think it's kind of boring and it's not too neat. It's very rugged, it's very thick, but another great one. And the next one, if you see this beige one, this cream colored one, it's actually a chamois. That's what makes it really interesting. And I noticed that if you look at the reviews on this one online, I'm gonna post a link if they have it available. They come back every year, so they're obviously a big seller for them. It's super thick, so the fabric that they're using is named chamois because it resembles that really soft, buttery suede. So honestly, I do wish I picked up a darker color just because even though I do like the cream color and it goes well with jeans, it picks up dirt so easily. And you can notice the pilling. This one actually has a lot of pilling, which I don't like, especially with my flannels, obviously. But I still think this is a great shirt, and I honestly picked it up for like $10 during that crazy J.Crew blowout sale. And I guess it's worth noting because maybe they'll do the same thing this year. After Christmas, after New Year's, they had this crazy sale where everything was really cheap, so keep an eye out. And finally, the holy grail of flannels, pretty much. It's from Pendleton, and it's their board shirt. So the board shirt gets their name from surfers, from their surfboards, that after they came out of the ocean, they need something warm, they would put on these shirts to keep themselves warm. And Pendleton, this one's made of American fabric, and it's really luxurious. It's 100% wool, but it's super smooth. And I believe it's made in like Idaho, the fabric, but definitely check them out. This is such an icon. If you look in their vintage archives, The shirt is literally unchanged. It's great for that 90s aesthetic. I wear this also with like a chunky t-shirt underneath or a Henley underneath. It's a great vibe. So it's got the history and the heritage, and if you've got the money to spend, I recommend picking one up and supporting a great American brand. All right, boys, that's gonna do it for today's flannel video. Let me know which one was your favorite, and if you have any flannel recommendations, let me know in the comments below. I know I want to try out Ironheart's flannels, but they're like $300, so I can't afford them yet. As always, like and subscribe, check me out on Instagram, and I'll see you guys in the next one.